He was the undisputed ace of the second Philadelphia Athletics dynasty. He won 300 games and is arguably the greatest left-handed pitcher in American League history. This is the story of Lefty Grove, the dominant pitcher of the hitter-friendly 1920s to 30s and a two-time winner of pitching's Triple Crown. Robert Moses Lefty Grove was born on March 6, 1900, in Lanakening, Maryland, a coal mining town. During his teens, Grove was a sandlot star in the Baltimore area and joined the Orioles in 1920. He was discovered by Jack Dunn, the same man who had discovered Babe Ruth. Grove finished the season 12-2 with a .380 ERA and 88 strikeouts. The Orioles were the dominant minor league team in the Eastern League from 1919 to 1925, during which they won 6 consecutive International League titles. One major reason was Grove, who had a 96-34 record from 1920 to 1924. However, Grove was stuck with the Orioles, who held complete rights over his career. At that time, baseball's reserve clause was in effect even in the minors. The only way he could get out of the Orioles was if he was traded or if his contract was sold to another team. Other teams tried to buy his contract, but owner Jack Dunn held on to Grove. This changed in 1925 when Dunn sold his contract to Connie Mack of the Philadelphia Athletics for over $100,000 or roughly $1.8 million in today's money, which was the highest price paid for a player at that time. Grove debuted in the 1925 season and posted a 10-12 win-loss record. This would be his only losing record in his major league career. But he showed glimpses of future greatness. He led the league with 116 strikeouts, but was also the league leader in walks with 131 and in wild pitches with 9. He had a 2.1 WAR and a 4.75 ERA. In his sophomore year in 1926, Grove had his first great season. He had a 7.5 WAR and an even 13-13 win-loss record. Once more, he led the league in strikeouts with 194 while lowering his walks to 101. He had 6 saves and a league-leading 2.51 ERA. He was 8th in the MVP voting. In 1927, Grove became a 20-game winner for the first time in his career. He had a 20-13 record, a 5.7 WAR, and a league-leading 174 strikeouts. It was the third straight time he led the league in strikeouts. In 1925, Grove debuted with 2 other all-time greats, Mickey Cochrane and Jimmy Fox. By 1927, the team was on the rise and would win 91 games. In some years, that would be good enough to win the pennant, but they placed a far second to the Yankees, who won 110 games to win the pennant and the World Series. In 1928, he led the league in WAR with 7.1 and in wins with 24. He had a 2.58 ERA with a league-leading 183 strikeouts. The Athletics won 98 games, but were once more in second place behind the Yankees, who won 101 games behind the bats of Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig. In 1929, Grove was a 20-game winner for the third consecutive season. He had a 7.3 WAR to go with league-leading numbers of 2.81 ERA and 170 strikeouts. The 1929 Philadelphia Athletics won 104 games. This time, it was enough to finally beat the powerhouse Yankees lineup that won just 88 games. The Athletics met the Cubs in the 1929 World Series. Incredibly, despite being the team's best pitcher, he did not start any of the games. Manager Connie Mack started only right-handed pitchers in the series, and all his lefties were in the bullpen, including Grove and Rube Wahlberg, the team's third-best starter. Grove had saves in games 2 and 4 as the Athletics won the series 4-1. Grove had 10 strikeouts, 1 walk, and a 0.00 ERA in 6 1/3 innings pitched. In 1930, Grove continued to dominate the league. He had a 10.4 WAR and won a career-high 28 games. He won his first Triple Crown as he led in wins, in ERA with 2.54 and had 209 strikeouts. He also led the league in win-loss percentage, in saves with 9, and WHIP with 1.144. His dominance earned him 9th place in the MVP race. The Athletics won their second consecutive pennant. This time, their main competition was the Washington Senators. Philadelphia won 102 games while Washington won 94. In the World Series, the Athletics met the St. Louis Cardinals. Philadelphia won the series 4-2. A big reason was Grove, who won games 1 and 5. In 1931, Grove helped lead the Athletics to a third consecutive pennant. The team won 107 games, followed by the Yankees with 94 and the Senators with 92. Grove had the same WAR total the previous year with 10.4. He also won his second consecutive Triple Crown with 31 wins, a 2.06 ERA, and 175 strikeouts. Grove was also named the league's most valuable player. Grove also led the league in strikeouts for the 7th consecutive year. During the season, he won 16 straight games to tie the AL record. After losing a close Game 17 because of an outfielder's error, he would win another 8 consecutive games. Without that error and loss, he would have set the all-time record with 25, and ahead of Carl Hubbell's record. The Athletics met the St. Louis Cardinals in the 1931 World Series. The Cardinals, who won 101 games, beat Philadelphia 4-3. In 1932, the Yankees, who were still led by Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig, overtook the Athletics to win the pennant. New York won 107 games, while the Athletics won 94, followed by the Senators, who won 93. After this second-place finish and a World Series loss the season before, Mack decided he had had enough. Mack repeated history when he dismantled an Athletics dynasty for the second time. In 1914, he broke up his great 1910s team after a World Series loss. This time, the financial difficulties caused by the Great Depression and the resurgence of the Yankees compelled him to sell the contracts of his biggest stars. Despite the uncertainties, Grove continued to pitch well in 1933 for the Athletics. He had an 8.4 WAR and led the league in wins with 24. He had a 3.20 ERA and 114 strikeouts. He was 5th in MVP voting. But the team won only 79 games, good for third place behind the Senators and the Yankees. Al Simmons was already released the year before. This time it was the turn of Grove and Mickey Cochrane. Grove was traded to the Boston Red Sox while Cochrane was sent to the Detroit Tigers. Jimmy Fox would also exit 2 seasons later. An arm injury led to Grove's poor debut with the Red Sox. It was also the worst season of his career, and the only year in 8 seasons that he didn't lead the league in WAR. In 1934, he had a -0.5 WAR as he won 8 games and lost 8. He had a 6.5 ERA and 43 strikeouts in 109 1/3 innings pitched. He bounced back the following season. He had a 9.4 WAR as he won 20 games. He led the league in ERA with 2.70 and had 121 strikeouts. He returned to the All-Star game and finished 14th in the MVP voting. In 1936, he had his best season in terms of WAR. He had an 11.2 WAR and once more led the league in ERA with 2.81. He also led the league in shutouts with 6. In 1937, at age 37, he showed no signs of slowing down as he led the league with a 9.8 WAR. Grove would have his final great season in 1939 when he had a 7.1 WAR and a league-leading 2.54 ERA. Grove retired from baseball after the 1941 season. Grove ended his career with a 106.8 WAR. His pitching WAR was 113.2, while his WAR as a hitter was -6.5. Grove won 300 games and lost 141 for a winning percentage of .680. This is the highest among all 300 game winners. He had a 3.06 ERA, 2,266 strikeouts, and 54 saves. His 1.48 ERA plus is the third highest among pitchers with 2,000 innings pitched. Grove pitched in 8 games in 3 World Series. He had a 4-2 record in 51 1/3 innings. Grove had 36 strikeouts and issued 6 walks. As a hitter, he didn't have the same success. He was hitless and struck out 11 times in 18 at-bats. Grove dominated the American League during his playing days. He was the league leader in the following statistics. Wins, 4 times. Win-loss percentage 5 times. Strikeouts, 7 times. WAR for pitchers, strikeouts per walk, and fielding independent pitching, 8 times. ERA and ERA plus, a record 9 times. From 1928 to 1937, he led the league in WAR 8 times, in one of the most dominant 10-year periods in baseball history. After retirement, Grove served as the police chief in his hometown. In 1947, he was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. It was his 6th year on the ballot. In 1969, Grove was voted the left-handed starting pitcher for Major League Baseball's 100th anniversary team. In 1999, Grove was ranked number 23rd on the Sporting News list of baseball's greatest players. That year, he was also named a member of the Major League Baseball All-Century team. In 2001, historian Bill James named him the 19th best baseball player and the 2nd best pitcher of all time. Grove died on May 22, 1975. He was 75. Thank you for watching. Do you agree that Lefty Grove is the best left-hander in American League history? Why or why not? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing. It helps a lot.